Welcome back to this episode of In the Garden. Joining me today is Brandon from the Grange Co-op, and today we're talking about shrubs in the fall and the different types of fertilizers we could use on those.
If you have a lot of different shrubs in your yard, it can be a little intimidating to know what to use for each individual shrub.
Okay.
So going to your Grange and seeing the GMB wall, typically we have a large selection of GMB fertilizers. You're going to see lots of different things, whether it be rose and flower, citrus and fruit tree, rhododendron, azalea and camellia, all-purpose fertilizers, starter fertilizers, palm tree fertilizers, whatever it might be. It can be a little intimidating. You don't need one bag for every shrub in your yard. The best thing to do is, if you have a wide variety of shrubs that don't need something specific, use an all-purpose fertilizer. That is going to be your best bet. Now, if you have a shaded yard with lots of rhodies, azaleas, camellias, those are all going to need a little bit more acidic fertilizer. So there is specified fertilizers for those plants, like the rhododendron, azalea, and camellia fertilizer. If you have fruit trees, citrus shrubs, things like that in containers at your house, again, there are specific fertilizers for those things that are going to help give them the micronutrients that they need specifically.
And so when you do use a product like these, how long would it make? Does it just make your shrubs last longer than what they usually would if you didn't use this at all?
I like referring this to as food for plants, right? So if you go all day without eating, at the end of the day, you're starving. The next day, if you go all day again without eating, you start to lose a little bit of your cognitivity, your ability to think straight. Plants are the same way.
And is there any issues when it comes to watering or sort of that maintenance after you laid this all out?
Not necessarily. So most of the fertilizers that you're going to be applying, you're going to be applying into where your plants are normally getting their water from. So if you're on a drip line, you're applying that fertilizer next to that drip, next to that plant, so that when that water goes out, most fertilizers are a slow release in the granular form. And so when that water goes out, it is slowly going to release that nutrients into the soil to fertilize over a period of time. For these products specifically, it's going to be every 2 months.
So if someone goes into the Grange Co-op and they have a question about fertilizers or shrubs, is there anything else that they should know about the products?
Absolutely. The number one thing to remember when going in and buying fertilizers is to not get intimidated. If you have any questions, come find one of the experts at your local Grange. We will be able to answer your needs and get you the correct fertilizer for what you're looking for.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Brandon, and that's why you're the expert. So if you have any of those questions, go see Brandon or head to a Grange Co-op near you, or you can head to our website, KDRV.com.